Welcome to a journey through speed, passion, and destiny. Today, we explore the life and career of Charles Leclerc, one of the most talented and emotionally driven Formula One drivers of his generation. This is not just a story of racing cars and podiums. It is a story of human resilience, focus, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. From the sun-drenched streets of Monaco to the thunderous roar of the world's most demanding circuits, Charles Leclerc has carved a path defined by talent, courage, and an unwavering commitment to his dreams. This is a story of speed and precision, but more importantly of character, loss, and the power of turning grief into motivation. It is a journey that will take you behind the helmets, beyond the bright lights of victory, and deep into the heart of a champion in the making. Monaco, the tiny principality perched on the Mediterranean coastline, is a place where luxury meets precision, where narrow streets and winding roads challenge the best drivers from an early age. Here, amidst the harbor reflections and sunlit terraces, a young boy named Charles Leclerc discovered the thrill of speed. Even as a child, Charles was quiet, contemplative, yet fiercely determined. Karting was not just a hobby. It was a calling. On those small, tight circuits, he learned the foundations of racing: focus, timing, patience, and courage. His family supported him wholeheartedly, recognizing that this boy's dreams were not whimsical fantasies, but an unshakable pursuit of purpose. For Charles, motorsport was not a game or a luxury. It was a mission. Every lap he completed, every corner he mastered, brought him closer to a destiny he could almost feel, even then, on those sunlit streets of Monaco. Charles Leclerc's story begins not under the bright lights of Formula One, but in the intimate streets of Monaco, a place where every corner tells a story and every turn is a lesson. As a child, Charles was quiet, almost contemplative, but with fire hidden beneath his calm demeanor. His earliest memories are filled with the gentle hum of engines, the smell of fuel and rubber, and the sound of tires spinning on asphalt. His father, Hervé Leclerc, was not just a parent. He was a mentor, a guide, and a constant source of encouragement. Hervé would spend countless hours in the garage with Charles, tinkering with kart engines, adjusting brakes, and testing every small improvement. These early interactions were more than mechanics. They were life lessons in patience, precision, and the satisfaction of relentless effort. Karting was Charles's first battlefield. Long before the fame, before the cameras and the roar of millions of fans, Charles learned how to race on narrow circuits against peers equally hungry for success. Rain-soaked afternoons tested his focus, and sunny weekends demanded strategy as much as speed. One anecdote tells of a weekend when young Charles, frustrated by repeated mechanical failures, sat quietly beside the track while other kids celebrated. His father didn't scold him. Instead, Hervé taught him to observe, to learn from mistakes, to understand that every setback was an opportunity to improve. Charles would take these lessons to heart, analyzing every lap, every corner, every overtake. Karting wasn't just practice, it was education. Family support played a pivotal role in shaping Charles's character. His mother, Pascal, ensured that despite the rigorous training and endless competitions, Charles maintained balance, learning humility and empathy alongside ambition. Family dinners were simple, filled with conversation about school, karting results, and dreams of racing. Holidays were often spent near circuits, yet not for leisure. Charles would race go-karts or ride with his father, learning curves and lines, internalizing the rhythm of racing as part of everyday life. The Leclerc household became a microcosm of discipline and love, where achievements were celebrated modestly and setbacks were discussed openly. Even small victories left a lasting imprint on Charles. Winning a local karting championship was not just a trophy. It was proof that dedication, careful observation, and emotional control mattered. He learned that racing required more than raw speed. It demanded awareness, strategy, and anticipation. Hours spent in the garage adjusting tire pressure or engine timing weren't tedious. They were exercises in patience and intelligence, shaping a mindset that would one day dominate the Formula One circuits. By the time Charles reached his teenage years, his talent had begun to shine beyond Monaco. He started competing internationally, facing drivers from across Europe, some older, more experienced, and more physically developed. Yet his quiet confidence, meticulous preparation, and unyielding focus allowed him to excel. He developed a reputation for analyzing competitors, learning their tendencies and exploiting opportunities with almost instinctive precision. Karting races became a laboratory for mental and emotional training, teaching him resilience in the face of intense pressure. The loss of his father, when Charles was still so young, transformed these experiences into something deeper. Every lap, every competition, became a tribute. His racing was infused with purpose, with a silent promise to honor his father's guidance and sacrifices. The pain he carried turned into fuel, sharpening his focus and reinforcing the understanding that every advantage mattered, that excellence was not optional but essential. Karting, once a playground, had become a crucible where grief, determination, and raw talent fused to create a driver who would not only survive the pressure of professional racing, but thrive under it. As Charles advanced through the junior series, the world began to notice. In Formula 3 and Formula 2, he displayed a rare combination of precision and daring, balancing aggressive overtakes with strategic intelligence. Rain-soaked circuits and tight pack racing revealed not only his technical skill, but his mental resilience. He gained a reputation as a driver of pure pace, clean lines, and unwavering composure under pressure. Every victory was hard-earned. Every mistake was analyzed and transformed into learning. The path to Formula One is merciless, yet Charles navigated it with a quiet confidence that set him apart from his peers. He was not merely participating. He was defining the standards of the future. The moment of his Formula One debut marked a new chapter, a transition from promise to reality. Entering the elite tier of motorsport is a challenge unlike any other. Cameras flash. Fans expect miracles. Rival drivers scrutinize every move. In this world, talent is only the beginning. Yet, Charles rose to the occasion. His first points, his first podiums, the exhilaration of proving he belonged. These moments were milestones not just in career, but in the affirmation of a life dedicated to mastery. Charles Leclerc was no longer just a rising star. He was a formidable presence in Formula One, a driver who combined intelligence, instinct, and emotional depth in a sport defined by milliseconds. Joining Ferrari, the legendary Scuderia, was both a dream realized and a burden accepted. Ferrari represents history, passion, and the weight of generations. It is a team where victories are celebrated across continents, and mistakes are magnified in millions of eyes. For Charles, wearing the red suit was not merely a professional achievement. It was an honor, a responsibility, and a test of character. Each pole position, each race won, was balanced by crashes, strategic heartbreaks, and the relentless expectations of fans and pundits alike. Yet, through it all, Charles maintained a serene focus, demonstrating that true champions navigate both glory and adversity with the same unwavering discipline. Rivalries and pressure are intrinsic to Formula One, and for Charles, every race was a mental battleground as much as a physical one. Close-ups reveal eyes focused behind a helmet visor, a mind calculating every move at 300 kilometers per hour. Wheel-to-wheel duels, split-second decisions, tire strategy, pit stops, all demand not only skill but psychological mastery. In a sport where noise surrounds a driver from every side, Charles's quiet confidence, measured patience, and relentless commitment to improvement allowed him to shine. Formula One is speed, yes, but it is also resilience, self-awareness, and the courage to act decisively under immense pressure. Charles's driving style exemplifies modern precision. Smooth steering, perfect braking, and calculated aggression define every lap. Watching him maneuver through traffic is like observing a grandmaster at a chessboard, thinking several moves ahead while maintaining flawless execution. Yet there's emotion in every gesture, passion in every push of the throttle, and humanity in every victory and setback. Charles Leclerc is a driver who embodies both intellect and feeling, a modern athlete whose identity is inseparable from his craft. Even as championships continue to unfold, Charles's legacy is already in progress. Slow-motion shots of him walking alone in the paddock, the flags waving, fans cheering, children inspired, all tell a story that goes beyond statistics. His narrative is still being written, shaped by every corner, every podium, every lesson learned on and off the track. Not defined solely by titles, Charles's story is measured by character, perseverance, and the indelible mark he leaves on sport and those who witness it. As night falls over an empty racetrack, the roar of engines fades, leaving only silence. In this calm, we are reminded that speed is transient, but character endures. Charles Leclerc is not chasing mere records. He is chasing meaning, perfection, and the ultimate version of himself. Through every turn, every challenge, every triumph and heartbreak, he exemplifies the relentless pursuit of excellence, the courage to face the unknown, and the grace to transform pain into purpose. His story inspires not just motorsport enthusiasts, but anyone striving to push beyond limits and to find their own path in life. Speed fades. Character remains.